Does it really blast your ears out when I do that?
Yeah, not a little bit, yeah. It's like I'm dramatic.
You're like sitting there waiting for me to go.
I know.
Really.
I'm so stressed right now.
Nah, I'll go on 1 minute 30.
Let's go. 5 minutes.
Yeah, baby! Welcome to Stoppage Time with IPJ and my man, John Buckets. No ears either. Buckets, did I just blast your ears out?
I can't hear what IPJ is saying. I am now legally deaf, so I'm assuming he asked how I'm doing. So IPJ, I'm doing wonderful. I'm glad to have Champions League back and excited to be here with you today.
Welcome back in. We are back. Stoppage Time is back. The Champions League is back, and the show out there for everybody is back. I know it's been patient for everybody out there, waiting for the content to be put out there as a show or in the show format. We do apologize, but we have been getting incredibly creative behind the scenes. Producer Jeff is working his magic, and of course, Buckets, FCStoppageTime.com is alive and well. The newsletter is up and running. Many of you out there, including hundreds of you out there, are getting it dropped into your inbox every single day, or when producer Jeff can decide to put it together, that moment of magic. And Buckets, it is something pretty special indeed what we have built here at FC Stoppage Time.
It is absolutely incredible, and props and shout outs and all the praise to producer Jeff for the work he's putting in, because this newsletter is not easy to do and he's absolutely crushing it. And a quick message to those of you, the haters, as we like to call them, who are in the comments saying, Buckets, I don't have time to watch a 40-minute episode. Just give me the damn bets. Well, buddy, if you go to that newsletter, sign up with your email, you'll just get the damn bets, Ian. Come on. It's too good.
Well, listen, hundreds of you have already signed up. We are so appreciative for you doing that so far. We'd like to get to 1,000 as quickly as possible. Hopefully by the end of the season, I think we'll be at 1,000. I mean, the content is absolutely ridiculous. The way it's put together by producer Jeff is superb. I mean, you can see it. Obviously, I'm sure he's putting images up right now in video format, and it's looking fucking cool. It is amazing. I am so proud of what he has done. I'm so proud of us as a team. Buckets, you as well. Obviously, the content, putting the bets together. It's sensational what you have done. Obviously, pretty level recently on the bets. It's been difficult to hit those bets, but you are not losing. You are winning, which is also great. So to everybody out there, including the hundreds that have already signed up, the newsletter is alive. FCStoppageTime.com. Put in your email. Make sure you sign up so that you get it dropped into your inbox. You don't miss an episode of Stoppage Time. You will not miss, obviously, the bets that will be going out, and there will be so many more bets in the newsletter than are actually out there on social media and are actually out there on YouTube. So you get the best bets and obviously the exclusive bets that sometimes will just be on that newsletter. You'll also get content that is not available anywhere else on that newsletter, including myself breaking down some plays from CBS Sports Golazzo Network. I'll even write up a few articles, maybe some previews, extra stats I'm going to throw in there as well, all direct into your email inbox as soon as you sign up. I'm very, very proud of the content we have produced so far, and Buckets, it's something pretty special. If people just want the bets, they can go straight there. If they're looking for extras, including content around me building down maybe a play, a tactical approach, some stats and analysis, producer Jeff just filling everybody in as to what actually happened previously. It's really special what we've created here, and it's getting better and better.
It's getting better and better, and it'll keep getting better. And also, if you are somebody who really cares and really wants to see the recaps as well, Jeff is taking time to make sure that we include every win and every loss in those newsletters, which is why IPJ mentioned that over our 18 bets, we went 9-9 over the weekend. So you get everything you could possibly want in this newsletter. Go sign up right now. There's not a better thing in this industry at all, period, full stop. It's just that good.
Yeah, there's a lot of haters out there don't like it because we are creating a new game. We're not changing the game. We're creating our own space, our own game. We love the sport betting content that's out there, including in the soccer betting space. There's a lot of great people out there, great content builders as well. But we want to do something different. We want to do something extra special. And of course, for now, it will be free. It will remain free until we decide what we want to do with it. But at some point in the near future, of course, we're going to have to try and monetize it because the effort and the time and the money that we're actually putting into this is quite special and unique and different. So yeah, enjoy it for free while it lasts. Make sure you sign up and enjoy the content as much as you possibly can and don't miss an episode. On today's show, we got a Champions League special and of course our rapid betting special as well. It'll be special for those betting lovers out there who simply just want to get to the bets as quickly as possible. We're going to have every single game tackled by UEFA this competition through Champions League and Europa League by Buckets, of course, in rapid fashion it will be as well. So Buckets, you ready to catch up with what's going on in the Champions League?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
All right, let's take a look at the bracket right now as to where we sit in the Champions League. It's quite special with Arsenal and Real Madrid. There is a favourite going into that tie, of course. Paris Saint-Germain, who are in great form against Aston Villa. The winners of those two teams will meet in the quarterfinal, excuse me. And then we will see, of course, Barcelona against Borussia Dortmund, which will be absolutely fantastic. In the semi-final, of course, reaching them will be Bayern Munich or Inter. It's very difficult to predict, but the games coming up, obviously, the fixtures, as you take a look at it right now, will be Arsenal, Real Madrid, Bayern against Inter on the Tuesday, which is special buckets because I know Bayern Munich are in action against Inter, and they're in good form, Bayern Munich, right now. On Wednesday, it will be Borussia Dortmund against Barcelona. It'll be a difficult away leg first time around, trying to stay in the tie. And then PSG against Aston Villa. Aston Villa also in great form right now. So what does it all mean to the futures right now, Buckets? And I want your opinion on this one. PSG are favourites. Thoughts?
I don't know about PSG being favorites. I know it's been one of your favorite teams since very early on in this competition, but man, I am so scared of Hansi Flick's Barcelona right now. I feel like at plus 350, that's worth the play for me, but I don't know. You think PSG should be favored still?
Well, listen, you've got 8 teams left in the competition. If PSG go through against Aston Villa, which I fully expect them to do, they'll meet either Arsenal or Real Madrid in the semi-final, which will be an absolute fucking banger. And then, of course, Barcelona against Dortmund. And then Barcelona have still got to get past Bayern Munich or Inter Milan to even reach their way through to the final. So I like PSG. They're unbelievable in 2025, as are, of course, many teams, including Barcelona, who are fantastic, unbeaten in 2025. And, of course, Borussia Dortmund have been shocking in 2025. But these odds simply don't lie. I think it's very difficult to look past Inter Milan at plus 1100 right now. I'm going to throw it out there. They've not been at their best. They're playing Bayern Munich, who are clear favourites going into this tie. But I've got a feeling that Inter, who are my sleep horse to get to the final, will have something to say about it. However, John Bucketsheimer, we've got a competition for the golden boot right now, and it's electric. I mean, Rafinha's leading the way, one ahead of Harry Kane. Jurassi's still in it, as is Lewandowski still in it. Haaland is out, Alvarez is out. Kylian Mbappe's got an opportunity, and so does Dembele and Vinny Jr. So let's have a look at the futures for golden boot. Buckets, where are you leaning?
I have missed every Rafinha anytime goal scorer line the entire Champions League. I've continued to sleep on him. I've continued to say, let's bet on Lamine Yamal, let's bet on Ferran Torres, let's bet on Lewandowski. I've completely missed all good Rafinha numbers, so I would feel bad jumping on it now. I'm actually going to still lean Lewandowski because I think Barcelona is going to make it to the finals. So we're going to see a bunch more Barcelona games here. And at plus 275, that's kind of where I'm looking. I wish I could say Sergio Girassi, but they're not getting past the next leg. So it doesn't matter where he's at right now. He's not going to get those extra games.
If I was to ask you who you thought would reach the final, which 2 teams do you think would reach the final in your opinion?
I'm probably looking at Real Madrid, and I'm probably looking at Barcelona. I think we have an all La Liga final.
An El Clasico final. Okay, here's the futures right now to reach the final. PSG are favourites to reach the final at plus 130. Barcelona plus 130. Real Madrid for you plus 180 to reach the final. And an El Clasico final obviously would be great with plus 180 and plus 130 Barcelona. Bayern Munich plus 200, not bad. And I mentioned already Inter Milan is one of my sleepy favourites to get to the final at plus 400. Thoughts on this, on the odds?
Good odds, fair odds all around. Bayern Munich, I want to see them to get to the finals. Obviously, horrendous news saying that Jamal Musiala is going to be out for the remainder of this Champions League season. So without him and without Davies, they just keep picking up some big injuries that have me a little bit worried. But they seem fair odds to me across the board here.
Ready for the bets?
Let's do it.
You know it wouldn't be an episode of Stoppage Time if we didn't get some best bets from our betting expert. That is, of course, the blonde bombshell, the betting unicorn, John Bucketsheimer. We're in the Champions League. It's back, baby. Stoppage time. We are active. All for you, the loyal listeners. Buckets, we got 4 games, 4 best bets. We have 60 seconds to hit each game, get the best bet before we move on to the next game right after it. So I'm really looking forward to this one because I want to put you on the spot. You cannot hide this week, Buckets, because the loyal listeners expect. Before I say go, are you ready to go?
Ready to go.
All right. Let's get active here. This is what we do. This is the business. We begin with Arsenal against Real Madrid. Buckets, take it away.
Arsenal versus Real Madrid. This is a very tricky one and a very frustrating one because neither team is in particularly good form coming into this matchup. Real Madrid just lost to Sevilla in their La Liga clash, and before that, they are conceding goals to everyone like Leganese and well, just flat out everyone. So I'm worried about Real Madrid's defense, but Arsenal not looking a whole lot better here, coming off a 1-1 draw to Everton. Both teams, we can say that they were distracted. They were looking ahead. They were trying to rest, but I don't think either team would be mad at a draw here, Ian. So I'm going for heritage. I'm going Real Madrid, draw no bet at plus 110. If you're ever getting Real Madrid playable at plus odds or draw no bet in Champions League, I got to take it.
Yeah, listen, I'm looking at Kylian Mbappe getting a goal in this game regardless. I think he's obviously one that's going to be a danger. Arsenal without Gabriel along that backline. It looks like they're probably going to go with Kivior and Saliba along the backline. I just fancy Real Madrid. Home or away, they should be too strong for Arsenal, but I love your best bet. Okay, we go to the big one, and it's a difficult one for you. It is Bayern Munich against Inter Milan. Tough one to predict here.
Very tough one to predict here. And as we've already talked about, Bayern Munich will be missing Jamal Musiala in this matchup, which is such a big hit because he's been playing so well in recent weeks here. But Bayern Munich are still in good form. The question is, can their good form break through the best Champions League defense in Inter Milan? I think it can, Ian. I'm going with both teams to score here at minus 125. It may be a controversial pick with how good Inter's defense is, but Bayern Munich will score at home, full stop, and Inter Milan is good enough to get at least one back.
The last two times they faced off against each other was in the Champions League back in 2022. It finished Bayern Munich 2-0 in both games. So BTTS did not hit there. However, it did hit in some of the friendly games they've competed, of course, across the time. But I'm favoring Inter Milan getting a goal here as well. And how do you stop Bayern Munich? I'm going for Bayern Munich to win this game and both teams to score buckets. I love this bet. All right. It's a difficult one, this one, because Barcelona are in great form right now, unbeaten across 2025. They're going up against Borussia Dortmund, and producer Jeff might be pissed off with this one, Buckets. But I got a feeling you're leaning heavy towards Lewandowski against his former club.
I am. I'm just fading Borussia Dortmund. I don't know how to bet this team anymore, man. I can't get a read on your team, producer Jeff. But one thing that I can see here is a lot of goals. Taking over 3.5 goals here at plus 105 because Barcelona is good enough to score 4 by themselves. But frankly, I think Dortmund will contribute to the goal sheet here. Looking at Barcelona's recent games, 4-1 win over Girona, 4-2 win over Atletico Madrid, 3-1 win over Benfica. This team just scores too many goals here, taking the over.
You know, Lewandowski to have 2 shots on target is currently sitting at minus 125. Buckets, do you like that one?
I love that one.
Yeah, especially when he's chasing the golden boot right now in this competition. Of course, I'm leaning Lewandowski. They should be far too strong. I think 3 or 4 goals for Barcelona in this first game. Sorry, producer Jeff. Sorry, you bees out there. PSG against Aston Villa. 2 of the informed teams across all of Europe right now. Aston Villa under Unai Emery. It's going to be a banging game, but PSG in the form that they're in, they just won the domestic title again. They've got to be favorites here for you, Buckets.
They've got to be the favorites. They've got to be one of the most informed sides in all of Europe right now. And they've got one of the most informed players in all of Europe right now. I'm going Ousmane Dembele, anytime goal scorer at plus 100. 21 goals, and he's only had 17 starts in league play this season. He is going to be one of the guys that has to lead the charge on this Champions League charge, Ian. I think he scores at least 1 goal here. And if he's plus odds, you got to take him.
That's a lot of charges that you're leading right there, Buckets. Let's go one more charge. I'm actually going for PSG to actually have an early goal in this game, but also be leading at halftime. I think 2 or 3 goals in this game is very possible for PSG. They should have had that against Liverpool. They were stopped by Alisson. Against Aston Villa, they're going up against a World Cup winning goalkeeper, but PSG minus 115 halftime money line. Give it to me! Buckets! I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, that's awesome. Great stuff there as well. A lot of great bets being put out there into our content. It's very difficult to predict, but let's just go through your prediction for scores in these first legs. So if we were beginning with Arsenal against Real Madrid, obviously defensively Arsenal are going to be weak. Real Madrid have not been 100%, but I still favor them to get the victory in both games here and go through in the tie. Give me a scoreline prediction for you from that game.
I'm going something crazy here. I think we see a lot of goals in this one. I'm going for a 3-1 victory for Real Madrid.
You know, they're plus 210 on the money line as it stands right now, Real Madrid, just to get the job done in London. Arsenal's tough. Saka's back. They should be fit and healthy. except for that defensive line. And that's where I worry because Mbappe, Vinny Jr., Rodrigo, whoever you go with, Jude Bellingham pushing forward, they should be strong. They should score a couple of goals. But Real Madrid recently have not looked great to me. So anything can happen in that game, but I do favor you. I think Real Madrid should get it done. They're too much quality. Bayern Munich against Inter Milan is much more difficult to predict here because Bayern, obviously, minus Musiala, it looks like that hamstring injury is going to be a real problem for them. Harry Kane, though, he's ready to rock and roll.
So good.
You must be leaning heavily on Bayern to get the job done, no?
Uh no, I'm going for a 1-1 draw here. I like my BTTS at minus 125, but I'm just not confident that they'll be able to close out. It's kind of they're a bit of a coin flippy team for me. Again, they've had really, really good season or games this season, like when they played Leverkusen and absolutely dominated them, but then they struggled against weaker sides. So it's kind of which Bayern Munich will turn up, but I'm going for a draw in this first leg.
Yeah, I agree with you. It could be very close here. Obviously, the goalkeeper is going to come into question. Will it be the youngster Jonas Urbrig, who's actually starting in goals? He's only 21 years old. He's not played many games so far. The back line's been a problem for Bayern as well. It looks like Dyer will play alongside Kim. Stanisic will play most likely on the left side, unless Guerrero plays there. Leimer on the right-hand side. But how do you stop this Bayern Munich team scoring goals? Inter normally are very good defensively, but recently against Parma, I don't know if you watched the second half, Buckets. They were shit in the second half. Defensively poor. Parma opened them up multiple times. But I just don't know how you stop either side scoring here. I just don't. Lautaro Martinez, Marcus Thuram should score against that Bayern backline. Harry Kane, Olise, Müller, Sane probably will start as the four going forward. Bayern should score more than one goal in this game for me.
I hope you're right. I really do hope you're right, but it's just a team that I have a hard time trusting right now.
All right, Barcelona against Borussia Dortmund. By the way, my scoreline prediction there was Bayern get the victory. I'm going to go for 3-1. I think they'll get a goal in that game. 3-1, I think. Barcelona, I think, are going to win heavy. I'm going for 4-0 against Dortmund.
You don't think Dortmund score one?
No, I don't. No, I don't. I don't think so. I'm not convinced by Dortmund. And right now they've got a battle in the domestic league to try and get back into European position. They moved up because of results. They're up to 8th in the table right now in the Bundesliga, and they're only 5 points outside of 4th spot. And they've got their Klassiker coming up next against Bayern Munich. So they need to win that game. I just think Borussia Dortmund are just sloppy right now. So Barcelona, they've scored 139 goals, something like that, something ridiculous so far this season. How do you stop that? I don't think you do. I think it's going to be 3 or 4.
You could have said any number for Barca goals scored this season. I would have believed you. You could have said 210. I would have been like, yeah, that sounds right for how they're playing. I agree with you that Barca get at least 4 here, though, which if you're looking at your sports book, Barcelona to score over 2.5 is plus 105. Them to score over 3.5 is almost plus 300. And it wouldn't shock me. I'm going for a 4-1 scoreline. I do think Bodo get 1, but it's going to be a blowout.
All right, PSG against Aston Villa is much more difficult to predict here. A lot of people are thinking that Aston Villa can actually do well. They do have a great goalkeeper in Emi Martinez, but I don't think you stop PSG. PSG are fabulous. By the way, their content on YouTube is excellent if you go watch it. It's a lot of it's in French, but it's also English speaking as well because there's a multinational locker room. But the content is fabulous around the game against Liverpool. It was unbelievable watching the support that they have. I think PSG, again, score 3 or 4 goals in this game. I just don't think Aston Villa have enough to stop them. PSG are so good, man.
They're a bit terrifying. And they have so many good goal-scoring threats that even if someone like Ousmane Dembele has a bad game, that's fine. Bradley Barcola steps up and he picks up a brace. They have so many good attackers that it's really impossible to shut down. I mean, you can't stop every facet that PSG is pushing through. I'm going for a 3-1 victory for PSG.
All right, let's turn our attention over to the Europa League and what's happening over there. There is obviously a great bracket that's lined up right now. Tottenham against Frankfurt, Bodo Glimt against Lazio. Those two teams will meet off against each other if they do make it through. Then we've got Rangers against Athletic Bilbao. Then you've got Lyon against Manchester United. This is an interesting tournament because there's a lot of teams that are not necessarily in good form domestically right now, but maybe their concentration's on having European success. I'd like to remind everybody out there, if you win the Europa League, you get into the Champions League. So for teams who are struggling right now outside of their position, including a Manchester United, that's their way to get into the Champions League. So Buckets, your thoughts overall as we take a look at the futures? I mean, Athletic Club are actually favourite to win this competition. I would find it difficult to bet against it because they're great, but there's some big names in there, man.
There's so many big names in there. And sorry, Bodo Glimt at plus 4,000. You guys have been tremendous to watch this season. Been a hell of a run so far. But yeah, you're in for a tough spot here. I actually really like Athletic Club Bilbao at plus 330. I know we have two big Prem clubs in Man United and Tottenham, but watching them domestically, I can't back them to win. They've been embarrassing for the majority of the season. Lazio has the potential to do something. But again, that's a team that randomly just shuts down and is really hard to back. Frankfurt, if they had Omar Marmoush, they'd be my favorites, but without him, they've slowed down a bit. I like Athletic Bilbao here.
Wouldn't it be great if Ange Postecoglou was getting so much shit from his own supporters, he eventually went on to win? Remember, like, I always win a trophy in my second season, mate, right? Imagine if he went on to win a European trophy. Like, he would be heralded. They'd be celebrating him at the end of the season, and then they'd probably fire him a day later. I mean, it's crazy to say that Tottenham still have a team that could compete to win this competition, and they probably should go to the final, I think.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. That would be just terrible, though. He gets them to the Champions League and then he's gone the next day. It'd be a rough spot there. But I mean, they've got the roster to do it. It's just can they show up, which has been the story for teams like Lyon and Manchester United. The talent is there, but the performance has not been.
I'm getting breaking news right now on my phone, Buckets, and this is not good for producer Jeff's Borussia Dortmund.
No.
Nico Schlotterbeck is out for the rest of the season. Another defender missing for Borussia Dortmund. So breaking news right here on Stoppage Time. You'll see it a little bit later on, everybody. But I know that producer Jeff's not too happy about that. Okay, let's get into the 4 games, 4 bets from the UEFA Europa League. We've got 60 games to hit each game, obviously, Buckets, before we move on to the next one. We're going to begin with Bodo Glimt against Lazio. You don't get to take it away just yet. Wait for me to tune you in. Now you can take it away.
Oh, so generous of you, IPJ. I've got 2 bets for this one. I'm splitting a unit in half, and I'm taking Bodo Glimt to score in the first half at plus 135. Bodo Glimt to score in the second half at minus 110. Lazio is the better team here, but Bodo Glimt, my God, they've been incredible in Europa League play. And when they've been playing at home, they are scoring goals. They took down Olympiacos with an aggregate score of 4-2. They beat Twente with an aggregate score of 6-4, scoring 5 goals at home. They are not good enough to win this tie, but they're good enough to score at least 1 goal at home, and we might cash both of these tickets as well.
Yeah, listen, Lazio not in great form recently. They did get a victory away from home against Atalanta at the weekend, which was excellent for them. Their away form this season in Serie A is not bad, though. The 4th best team in Serie A away from home. They've won 9 from 16. They've lost 6 and drawn only 1. They've only conceded 21. So I don't know if I agree with this bet, Buckets. Let's go to Lyon against Manchester United. Now, I would say to you kindly, bet responsibly here, Buckets, because Manchester United, after the Manchester derby, not great.
Yeah, it was super fun watching a 90-minute game that had no goals, no shots, no nothing. It's just they played it correctly. I'm not going to talk about that right now. Let's talk about Lyon specifically, because when Lyon plays football, Lyon sees goals. I know that Manchester United are coming off a 0-0 loss. Draw, fine, whatever. But I'm taking over 2.5 goals here at minus 110 because Lyon has seen the over 2.5 hit in 9 of their last 10 matches across all competitions. The one time it didn't hit, they still won 2-0. This is a team that does not play defense. This is a team that knows that playing at home, they need to win by 2 or 3. Give me goals here.
I like this one. I mean, obviously, if you look at the first 45 minutes, it's going to be very difficult here. To get over 1.5 goals in the first half is plus 170. I'm not leaning that way. I would tell people to bet responsibly, and I'm just simply hoping for a Manchester United win. Easy one for me, Buckets, that one, actually. Rangers against Athletic Club Bilbao. This is a great club with great history. Club are dangerous. Rangers, great history themselves, looking for European success again. They were actually in the Europa League final recently against Frankfurt, which they lost. Can you do it again, Buckets?
I don't think so, but I don't really care about that for my bet here. Rangers have been in poor form coming into this match off a 2-0 loss to Hibernian, and Athletic Club are the better team here, but I've got a weird bet for everyone. All I'm betting for here is at minus 125 that we get a goal in both halves. It doesn't matter who scores it. It doesn't matter if the final score is 10-2, 4. I just need a goal in the first 45 and a goal in the second 45. Ian, that's at minus 125 right now.
Yeah, listen, I would hope that Rangers get a goal in this game. Certainly, I'm praying for that because I'd love to see Scottish football teams do well. Cyril Dessers plus 230 anytime goal scorer if Rangers do have the opportunity. Listen to this, though. Rangers have not won any of their last 5 games at home across all competitions. Okay, they did win against the Turkish team, but got knocked out in pens. Final game, Buckets. It is Tottenham against Eintracht Frankfurt. I have a soft spot for Frankfurt, but I've got a feeling that Tottenham might get this done.
I think they do get the job done. And I'm giving Tottenham my Chelsea special here. It's the same game parlay of Tottenham double chance and under 3.5 goals here. Because with this being the first leg and Frankfurt knowing how much better they are when they play at home, I think they try to grind this game to a halt, play for a very slow, cagey, boring draw. If this ends 0-0, or even if Frankfurt loses 1-0, that's not a bad result knowing they get to take the second leg back home. I just don't see a lot of action here. And Frankfurt games recently, 2-0, 1-0, 1-0. They haven't been having very exciting matches.
Who scores for Tottenham if they do score a goal?
I want to say Brandon Johnson after what he did over the weekend.
Yeah, he's plus 205 anytime goal scorer. To advance from this tie, minus 135 sits Tottenham. And that's where I would be leaning, but I'd be careful because Eintracht Frankfurt in European competition, there's great successful history there. Buckets, there you have it. Once again, UEFA is completely wrapped up. Another episode of Stoppage Time is completely wrapped up. Great job, but let's just quickly go through the game so I can get your scoreline prediction. Bodo Glimt against Lazio, your scoreline?
I'm going for a 3-2 win for Lazio there.
Woo! That would be great if there was goals everywhere. But you think Bodo scored in the first half and the second half?
I just need them to do one to come out even in that, but I think they could do both.
I mean, their games this year have been absolutely ridiculous when it comes to European competition. They did obviously lose against Olympiacos, but they went through. They won 3-0 against Olympiacos at home. They were very good against Twente as well, especially at home. They seem to be getting the job done. They won 3-1 against Maccabi Tel Aviv, 2-1 against Besiktas. I mean, they are a dangerous team. They scored 2 goals away to Manchester United in this competition. So they're a team that certainly can score goals here. I think they get one at least, but I do fancy Lazio to score 3. I'm going to guess it there. Lyon against Manchester United. I'm leaning on United getting at least 1 goal in this game, potentially 2 goals in this game. I see a 2-2 draw here because I think Lyon at home will go for it.
I am actually going to copy you. 2-2 draw. Same page.
Rangers against Club. Where are you going there?
I'm going for a Club 2-1 victory. I think Rangers do score at home, but don't win at home.
Yeah, I think they score again. I go for a 2-3 scoreline here. I love Bilbao, man. What a great city. What a great club. If they won the Europa League and the final is in Bilbao, by the way, I'm going to remind everybody out there, it would be special if they went to the final. Tottenham against Frankfurt. I'm going to lean, I don't know. I want Frankfurt to win this game, but I'm leaning Tottenham to obviously go to the final. I just think Tottenham win maybe 2-1.
We're different here. I'm going 1-0 Tottenham. I'm just not expecting action in this one. But both of those score lines would cash my ticket that we just gave.
Another episode of Stoppage Time in the books in under 30 minutes, Buckets. It's always a pleasure to see your face. The newsletter's doing well. I'm very proud of what we're doing. Everybody out there, this content is free for you. The show will continue to be free around UEFA competition until the end of the season. We're actually going to introduce the Conference League as well as it gets to the later stages. But in the newsletter, the conference will be added this week. So if you're looking to get those bets, jump into the Stoppage Time newsletter, fcstoppagetime.com, and make sure you sign up so that you get those dropped into your inbox every single day. We will give you previews to the game. You'll get shorts from the game. You'll get reactions from the game. Producer Jeff working his magic on updating everybody what happened, whether Buckets was good or shit. He's going to keep you posted. But again, I'm going back to everybody, make sure you don't miss out because it's been absolutely brilliant to see what we've done here at Stoppage Time. We're just waiting for some love. We're waiting for a partner. We're waiting for that network, that someone to give us the content that we can, obviously, the platform so that we can put our content out for you. Buckets, we're not far away. And if we don't get that partner, we're going to continue to do it ourselves.
Nothing changes, man. Same thing since day one. You, me, Jeff, grinded this out together. We'll get a partner one day, but until then, let's just keep going after it.
Producer Jeff at fcstoppagetime.com if you're looking for some action in the top class category. Producer Jeff is someone who I've worked with for a long period of time now, 10 years, hate to say it. But at the same time, he's been an excellent friend of mine, but also one of the best and maybe world class producers out there, but also the human behind it as well is just excellent. So if anybody out there is looking for someone to produce even a show like this for you, if you've got any interest in making your own show or own content, we have a producer who is for hire right now. But he's also looking to get involved in a big network once again because he is a very expensive human being. So everybody out there, make sure you bet responsibly. Make sure you enjoy the content. Buckets, where can people find you this week?
You can find me at fcstoppagetime.com. That is my priority, making sure to get the best content I can there. But you can also find me on the Early Edge Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, and CBS Network on Wednesday afternoon. There we go, breaking down some Champions League.
You can catch me on Scoreline on CBS Sports Galazzo Network. Make sure you go and enjoy the content as well on YouTube. It will be involved in our newsletter quite a lot because Jeff's adding it there. It's awesome to see what we're doing at the Galazzo Network. Make sure you go and subscribe if you don't have it. It's also free available if you have a device out there. Just go on the CBS Sports app and you'll be able to find HQ and CBS Sports Galazzo Network on there for free. So if you want to watch some content around the Champions League and some free goals and drama, it will all be available, including my show, Scoreline. So make sure you go on and enjoy the content. Buckets, great job as always. Producer Jeff, continue to do the great work. And everybody, go sign up for that newsletter. It's available right now. fcstoppagetime.com. Sign up for the newsletter. Get it dropped into your inbox. Make me a happy man. Make Buckets some money. And Buckets, please make sure everybody out there who is following him is betting responsibly. But most importantly, make sure you absolutely have it!
Stoppage time.